Hello and welcome, Snake here. Today I prepared a couple of tips that may help you with your adventure with Wood Elves. Wood Elves are a very specific faction. They're DLC faction, so in order to play them you do need a DLC. And their playstyle is much different than from typical build a settlement and move forward. Yeah, it's different, so make sure you pay attention what you're doing, especially with the trees, because they're the most important. We have 4 legendary lords, and to be honest, the 3 Sisters of Twilight, Durtu, and Orion are very, very close to each other in terms of mechanics. Sisters of Twilight have a little bit more because they have Forge of Death, but Draca is different from them all because she does not have the luxury of befriending all the Wood Elves right away, because she is opposing them a little bit. She's not friendly towards them, but you can still confederate dirt. Nevertheless, I hope you like it, and if you do, please consider subscribing, and yeah, let's go. When you play as Draca, you, as the only faction, have to your disposal 1 Ember. That lets you to do the research amongst the unique, very unique talents. And what I absolutely suggest is to get this one, Wisdom of the Poplar. And there is plenty of other ones like this one, like this one. Yeah, there's plenty of others you could absolutely use. But this one gives you local recruitment duration -1 turn, letting you recruit 3 men in 1 turn. You should absolutely ignore elves units and go for trees and spirits. Of course, as Draca, you have at your disposal these kind of, creatures. They're dog shit. If you want to have a stable and easy progression, and I'm serious, if you want to have a stable and easy progression, either go for Treekin or Treeman. I would say recruit Treekins. You can even spend a point here, so you're gonna have like 40% resistance damage. If the Treeman stays alongside the Treekins, he nullify the magic attack. So the Treekins starts with 20% physical resistance, and they have from talent extra 20% ward save. This is absolute beast, and just fight in the forest and you're just gonna roll over literally anything. You can even tank the damage in the forest from like artillery spells, and you're still gonna have a good time. And then transition, use the Treekins, give it to another lord, and start recruiting 3 men. You're gonna just obliterate everything, and really quick, because 1, this growth from talent is essential, and the local recruitment makes everything great. Don't forget to recruit yourself some heroes, and I suggest to get the branch rates. You can try play with some elves, but to be honest, it's a waste of time, waste of resource. Just recruit the heroes. Absolutely recommend getting Glade Captain, and I recommend getting the Waystalker. Waystalker is not the best in this kind of composition, but it lets you do some agent action, or just having a stalking unit that can sneak into, I don't know, a point in a settlement or something could be nice, or something to snipe, like move around and snipe artillery. Yeah, wizards, great. They're sniping and stalking, so they are amazing. Despite all, they are amazing to snipe single entities. And yeah, this way your campaign is just gonna be easy as hell, and then you can move towards others and just do whatever you want. every legendary lord from Wood Elves, except Draika, has access to Oak of Ages. And when you progress Oak of Ages, means you build up higher tier, you're gonna have opportunity for confederations. It's usually a quest. Win 3 battles against orcs, dwarves, Britannia, this kind of quests. And you can absolutely use it to confederate. There is a cheese you can apply here. Because what I suggest is absolutely confederate every possible Wood Elf legendary lord you can. One, because then you have much more fun, then you have extended possibilities, but also you confederate the build-up trees. And building up trees takes some time, so it's better to confederate and claim it. But you can also set up endgame crisis with like Wood Elves. And purposely not do the quests until the endgame crisis happens. And then you can confederate gaining like 10 armies. It's possible. It's possible if you trigger the quest and you like, if Talsin, let's say Talsin spawns. I think for confederating Talsin you need to win 3 against Britannia, something like that. Or Greenskins. And Talsin spawns here, you pop up the quest and then confederate. Of course, if you didn't claim territory and you didn't confederate other legendary, other factions, you will have crazy amount of Wood Elves endgame crisis spawned here. So, better not. But yeah, absolutely you should progress this tree and start confederating. I would say ignore endgame crisis and just confederate every possible legendary lord. And this way it will be just much more accessible and easier for you. And while speaking about confederation, Orion's Camp confederation is one of the easiest. Because it's the quest says win 1 battle against Orion's Camp. So this tree is often one of the first I get myself, because whenever I'm able to teleport, I hop here in Orion's Camp. Usually when I have a quest, I think it's in Oak of Ages. It's like first tier. Actually, no. I mean, it is happened somewhere here. Yeah. Alongside tier 2 or tier 3, I think alongside tier 2 or tier 3, yeah. You have a pop-up quest, because it's not like main faction. You get option to just win 1 battle. So there is usually a full army garrisoning and a tiny army like a lord plus 4 or 5 units. If you come here with like lightning strike or you teleport and wait until they spread, you should absolutely smash this army. What I suggest not do is in fact attack the settlement. So, because once you attack settlement, you're gonna have to either occupy, sack it. If you occupy, you're not confederating. So the army and units that were here are gonna be vanished, including items and everything. Because you claim settlement, you destroy the faction. But if you want to have the lords with experience, with units and everything, just focus on the lowly lord and kill that little army. Then you claim it and you have a full army ready. Of course, usually it's mixed up, but some of the units might be useful to you. Like what did I had here? Waystalkers, yeah.
I acquiesce to your request.
Yeah, this guy was here, I think. And I had Way Watchers. Yeah, I had some of Way Watchers, and I couldn't build it by this time. So it was really powerful buff for me. So make sure you take care of this. Also, there are other quests like here, Laurelland Forest. You need to destroy like 3 Norska battles, win against Norska. Yeah, this one is the least convenient in my eyes, to be honest. You have here 1... Yeah, here you need to win 3 against Grand Cafe. Minor Grand Cafe is working excellent, so you should absolutely do it. When you play as the Wood Elves, you have just a couple of major settlements for yourself to play with. The rest settlements are like outposts. That's it. So when you have your tree, but I absolutely recommend getting Garrison. Because every Wood Elf settlement, including Garrison, is always a minor settlement battle. And having garrisons, you can sometimes really win against impossible odds because you can do some shenanigans there. But absolutely having garrison and those extra units is crucial. Because if you lose this battle, like against settlement without garrison, yeah, you're fucked. You're losing a tree that takes forever to develop. Look, I have not that good a garrison despite having walls and everything, right? The garrison here. It's not good, but at least I stand a chance rather than being rolled over. So make sure you have some kind of build-up protection. And like if I have an Ataloran, I always have somebody around just in case I get attacked. Of course, I'm surrounded by friends, so there is nothing to be worried about, but there are places like here in Orion's camp where my friends are here, but maybe not. Same goes for like here. I have a good relations with, Order type, but I'm going against the Kala and trying to kill it. So I'm paying attention each turn. I'm paying attention to trees because they are really easy to get, from you, and then you're screwed. Like Griffinwood, it's not really protected, and I know I need to have somebody here in a moment. So because my army is here, and I might get here attack from somewhere else. So absolutely pay attention, build garrisons, and make sure you have somebody around. You really need to pay attention what happens. Otherwise, you're just gonna lose your valuable settlement that it's extremely hard to rebuild. Trees do have a limited slot to build right in the settlement. So what you should absolutely focus on is the full infrastructure. All of them, absolutely get it. Garrison, and then you have something to choose. For instance, I focused primarily on Forest Spirit building because branch rates are amazing heroes. There is always one building, if you do it the ritual or in Ataloran, is just available. So some of those settlements are really good. Highly recommend getting it. So 4, 5. Some of them have resources. Resources are not that good. I would say resources here is not as valuable as you may think. But I decided to build it. I should not build cavalry building and focus on range building because you do need to focus on getting heroes. get yourself as many heroes as possible. I would say the weakest is the Spellsinger. I use Spellsingers mostly for agent action to steal technology. Meanwhile, for casting healing, I'm using Branch Rate. And I don't need like a wizard that is like a beast wizard or a shadow. No, I focus on Branch Rate because it's more or less have a little bit of both, like a little bit shadow, a little bit heal. So absolutely, this is way better, and that's why I not prioritize Spellsingers. Of course, Spellsingers building increase forest health to local magical forest. And to be honest, I never need it, because I always do fighting around, I do the pop-ups, and I don't really need that much. So like here, yeah, I have everything, every hero building I have, including Spellsingers, but that was the last slot, and the range. Landmark from the ritual, melee for the Glade Captain, Forest Spirit for 3 men and branch rates, infrastructures. Sometimes you may consider Forest Patrols because it does increase your garrison by a little bit, and of course it gives you campaign line of sight. It's really cool. Plus 2 War Dancers is always nice to have if you're in a crucial location where you're gonna get attacked a lot. But instead of this, I would rather have an army nearby that will take over everything. Gayan Vale. Yeah, this settlement is tricky because it belongs to the High Elves, right? Alariel. She starts here, that's her capital. So how do I consistently get it? It's very simple. When Gayan Vale gets to tier 5 settlements, there is some kind of pop-up for Alariel with a Chaos armies that absolutely obliterates it, and they ruin it. So Gayan Vale becomes ruined. This is your cue for teleport with the Deep Roots and snatch it without fighting High Elves. This happens every time. It never failed. So when you do research, you need to have this, because provides line of sight over all magical forest regions. So this way you know exactly what's happened here. And like I said, when it happens to tier 5, when it goes to tier 5, there is a Chaos army and it's wipe it out. This is your turn to teleport. So Deep Roots, beware how you use Deep Roots, and just before you use it, make sure, oh, this settlement is like tier 3. Okay, I still have time, something like that. Because then you have like 2-3 turns max to snap it from them. Otherwise, they're gonna reclaim it, and that's it. That's your cue. If you don't claim it, that's it. You're not gonna be able to get it without, killing High Elves. As for the outposts, you need to remember that if there is a forest, a magical forest nearby, let's see here, you have surrounding settlements provide you with extra forest health. So it's essential for you to either raise it or give it to your allies. This way, these settlements grow. If they belong to enemies, they're red, and they drop your forest health. Like here. Yeah, I have hostile heartlands. It's Vitevo. It nukes one of my health forest by 1, but I'm still having a positive growth. And you do want to grow those forest health, because each of them provide you with some extra stuff. Like, of course, the Oak of Ages is the best, because it does at the end nuke the cooldown of Deep Roots by -4, upkeep all armies -20%, and growth +50. And upkeep is something you do need to pay attention a little bit, but in the end, if you play correctly, even if you're negative, raising settlement gives you sometimes up to like 200,000 if it's very developed and you have right points spend it on raising settlement. It's crazy amount of money. You should not worry about upkeep whatsoever, but it's not like Scarbrand that you can do whatever. So yeah, pay attention to those settlements around your forest, so you actually have a positive growth rather than negative. And often it's good to trade to somebody that is your befriended with you, and this way they will be just growing for you, and you don't have to worry about losing the settlement. Often there are events like this, forest encounters around the forests, and they usually give you 3 options that you can just leave it for later, do it like peaceful, but you have a negative growth, negative stuff, or just fight a battle against full army, which usually gives you the forest health and some other benefits. But beware, this army, if you don't wipe it completely, it retreats and stays here. It does not disappear. So pay attention what you're about to do, because this army can come back and bite your ass if you're not paying attention. So some of the encounters stay like this forever, but there's some encounters, especially when you do the ritual, that happens, that shows up, and when you do ritual, they change color because the army is about to attack you. So when you do ritual, yeah, those attack, you must clear them as soon as possible. But when you do not do ritual, usually they are like this and stays forever, so you can do them whenever you feel like you want to. Sisters of Twilight have access to Forge of Day, and this is some crazy amount of items you can get for just, fighting the battle. If you're not playing Sisters of Twilight, make sure you confederate them. Not immediately, but sometime later. You're going to confederate them with crapload of great items, because those items are really fucking good, and they are gonna make your life so much easier. Like this one is so freaking good. Yeah, Twilight Helm gives you physical resistance, melee defense on army if you do Reforge. But if you're not having Reforge, it's just +6. But hey, +6 to entire army, hell yeah. So when you're not playing Sisters of Twilight, make sure you confederate them. Don't let them die, because you're gonna miss out crazy amount of items that are not available to you unless you play as Sisters of Twilight. So make sure you claim them, because they're really freaking good. Wood Elves have a tendency to be liked by Order Tide, except Draika. Draika is not really likable. They do have some problems with dwarves, but eventually it can balance it out. The evil hates you, but you should not get, you don't have to play it this way. You don't have to be Order Tide, because evil guys have aversion towards you, but it's not that big. So Wood Elves are more neutral faction, and you can stand on whatever side you wish to be with. And it's just awesome because sometimes, hey, I want to be the evil guy. Go ahead. You can easily do it. When you play Draika, you're most likely ending like an evil guy, but still evil guys attack you, so it's weird. But yeah, Empire, Bretonia, they are like your typical friends, and it's okay to be friend with them, but if you don't like to, fuck them. Just fight them. But just make sure the starting factions are wiped out. Like Dirtus starts here, and he can get the Karak Asgaras, Karak Norn, and Grimhold. These will provide you forest health, but also some other benefits. Having outposts here will provide you with the vision, and vision is really key. You want to have vision around your forests, otherwise you just might lose it by surprise. As for the outposts, I recommend getting all the possible resources, because it's always good to have it. It's really nice to have the outpost at the sea, because you always get a port. Plus you can get some extra stuff. But income from trade tariffs by 5%, and income generated increased. So it's really nice. If you do not have a port, and you do not have resources, you can either build other stuff. If you're like, there is this option to build growth for nearby region, but you do need to be next to your magical forest in order to provide a growth for the tree. If not, it's absolutely waste, because outpost does not grow. So what you can do is build this, a waystone. It gives you garrison. It's not big, but it's always something, and growth for all provinces. And that's nice, because that will grow your settlements, your trees, everywhere. So yeah, this way I have a growth like 437. Because I do claim a lot of these outposts, so they're really good. But outside of that, look, so many ports. Ports here, unfortunately I didn't have option to get the wine. So this settlement gave me extra slot. This one didn't, unfortunately. Carcassonne, again, resources. Karak Norn gives you furs, and others, again, extra growth. So you do want to grow your trees as much as possible, so pay attention. Of course, outposts are squishy as hell, and they're most likely gonna die. Some of them have landmarks, like this one, really freaking good. Absolutely, you should have it. But don't get attached to those outposts. They're here, they're really nice to be here. Most buildings are built up in one turn. Any kind of resources is built within 3 turns, so it takes time to build it. I use them more like a scouting, because this way, if vampire's gonna come after me and I lose Essen, I know exactly where I need to be, teleport with the deep roots and get ready to get attacked. So they are, for me, providing me a vision, so I know exactly what's going on, over just giving me bonuses. Of course, it's really nice to have some extra income from them, so I take advantage of it, and as you can see, I get quite a lot of trade and other stuff. So yeah, these buildings definitely provide me with income, like 240, 158, 200. It's rookie numbers, right? But that's it. You're not gonna be able to get more, so your major tree is gonna have nice income, But outside of that, that's it. So the small outposts giving you extra money is always good. When you play as Wood Elves, except Rika, Oak of Ages is your heart of everything. As you can see, it doesn't have much. It's only one building, you need to grow. It costs quite a lot, like 20,000 here. But it provides you global bonuses. It does have some kind of garrison, but that's it. So you want to absolutely focus on developing it. And at the start of a game, it's protected by other Wood Elves. I mean protected. There are Wood Elves and no one from AI is invading forests. But eventually, over time, Ikeclaw or Dwarves can start attacking, like Orion or Dirta. So you might be aware of that, because when you play the good Wood Elves, except Rika, you start with Oak of Ages, so it's your duty to protect it. And if you lose it, oh yeah, it's gonna suck, because to your campaign victory, you do need to have quite a lot of things to do, and Oak of Ages is definitely one of them. And of course, as the victory condition, oh my god, it's one of the terrible in the entire game. Because you do need to perform 8 of the rituals, Woodroot's healing. So you need to claim the full forest health and start the ritual. 8. That's a lot, okay? That's a lot. And yeah, overall you can do it, like... But as you can see, there is so many settlements, and taking care of it, it's not that easy. So you have to be ready for your long campaign to be done very late in a campaign. Unless you turbo focus on it, then yeah, sure. But to be honest, most of the time when I focus on campaign overall, the forest health is definitely the least something you should care about, because you want to have a protected borders, you want to have a good armies, and teleport around to do other stuff, rather than focus on one tree. Because if you focus on one tree, you're going to lose a lot of other trees, and building them by yourself is going to be really tedious. So, yeah, long campaign victory might be long. With introduction of Draga, there is 2 variants of certain heroes and lords. So, there is a treeman, ancient treeman, and there is malevolent ancient treeman, and they're different. And to be completely honest, as a treeman lord, it's good to have ancient treeman, because it does have option to like have a heal, and it also have options for all those abilities. While malevolent is quite limited, because it has like this only, the Call of the Woods. But he does have a bonus for like treemen, treekins. So if you go for these units, malevolent is so much better. And how you get malevolent? Only Drake. Also, same goes for branch rate. Branch rate is malevolent or a regular one. And malevolent is so much better. It's just superior. It's pure power creep. And how you get it? If you play as Raka, you can confederate some. But when you play as her, I would absolutely suggest to as much save characters. Treemen, Lord, and O heroes, malevolent branch rate, because you can use them in other campaigns, even if you don't play as Draka. And they are really fucking good. Really good. And I'm serious. They're so much better than regular one. Because let's look at this one. Okay? It does have 5% during forest battles and some leadership. Magic, as you can see, is a little bit of both. Howl of the Forest and some personal. Yep. Now let's look at the Malevolent. You have specialized magic. You focus on the, proper... You have a shadow, you have a beast, and I think life. And if you go for life, you have options like Life Bloom, you have Regrowth. Amazing. On top of that, you also have these 3 abilities. You can specialize your branch rate into something. Aspect of the Willow is insane. And if you go for a branch rate or life, because each branch rate depend on the magic you choose, have a different abilities. So yeah, a life one got leadership, melee attack during forest battles +5, not physical, and regeneration. If you go for shadows, you get the melee attack during the forest battles and like stalk. So it's good to have like mixing them. Regular branch rate for physical resistance during forest battles and 1 malevolent. This way you cover more, you buff more your units, and you have like good heroes. They're really good. Unless you want to fight in the open and not in the forest and whatever. So yeah, malevolent heroes and lords, it's good to have them. Absolutely recommend saving them whenever you play as Draka. And Draka was FLC, so you shouldn't have her no matter what. But I know in order to play her, I think you might need to buy the Wood Elves DLC. I'm not so sure, but probably makes sense since she was FLC and Wood Elves were the DLC faction. Wood Elves have the offices and you want to establish them whenever you have option. Some of them are locked for specific wizards. That's why I don't have them yet. But wait, she's the Sestel. Spellweaver Life. And yeah, most likely I'm not going to be able to use her. Yeah. So you do need to have a certain wizards. And each of the offices usually gives... Usually, not all of them, but some of them gives the global bonuses. Like in this case, Winds of Magic Power Reserve +1 per turn. All armies faction-wide. And what else I have? Yeah, I have like here. Miscast base chance -25%. All armies faction-wide. Hell yeah. Word save for specific Lord's army. But you do need to have a certain wizard for that. So yeah, you need to focus on that. But absolutely, you should not forget doing it because it will make your life easier. Wood Elves thrives in the forest. So whatever army you have, preferably melee army. If you have a melee army, hide them in a forest. Forest is they're like bonus. Wood Elves units, large units, doesn't have punishment for being in a forest. So this makes them amazing in a forest. You can lure like large entities and they will get negative bonuses. Missile units will have a blocked, their sight by trees. They won't be able to hurt you that much. And the large units will get the negative bonuses, minus speed, melee attack, weapon strength, stuff like that. So just whatever army you build, if you're fighting in melee, sometimes even with the missile, but I would not recommend, you should absolutely focus in fighting the trees. If you go for like tree kin, tree man, stay in a forest, this army won't ever fucking die. You go 4v1 and you can still win if you have some healing and if you play correctly. And I'm gonna... In this campaign, I'm looking for Endgame Crisis because I'm gonna have ultimate, and I'll use one of those armies to fight the ultimate baddies, and I'll show you how awesome the treekin and tree men are, and they are definitely on top of a food chain in Total War Warhammer. Of course, it's more like a defensive playstyle because you need to be in a forest, but once you are, oh my god, there is just no stopping. Unless army full of slayers, so yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to also test. I want you to remember that heroes are essential. And some of the buffs from hero are really good and you can stack them together. For instance, let me guess, Arden and Dulas. These are branch rates. They have Call of the Woods ability, affect allies in range 35 meters. But you can upgrade it to Howl of the Forest, that gives you +8. And I have them, both they have Call of the Woods, because my lord have Howl of the Forest. And they stack. You can have one hero with one buff, and second hero with the other buff. This way, you get both of them and they stack. They're not excluding each other because they're named different, so you have two different auras. Same here, the Eye of Kurnus. And Eye of Kurnus because the Lord providing you with sight beyond sight. And same goes for Dance of Loek or Possessed by the Trickster God. These are from Glade Captains. So yeah, one have this, and one is having this. So absolutely necessary to juggle these buffs. They will improve your quality of battles. Also, some of these bonuses can also stack, apparently. So having more heroes gives you more of everything. So why not use it? Keep that in mind when you build an army, that your heroes can, give each other some buffs and they're not overlapping, making armies much stronger. And I think that's it. Wood Elves are definitely my favorite, one of my favorite factions. They offer really nice gameplay. It's different than typical build-up settlement and go build army. It has the same structure, but it's played out different. You have just a couple of settlements. It's like Lord Aisling a little bit, because he also have a couple of settlements and then the outposts. So it does makes everything nicer. You have some teleportation between the settlements, between the trees, and you can build up crazy armies that are really attacking from shadow, and you can claim entire world if you're really up to. But you can build nice alliances and just have a chill, relaxed playstyle. Unless you want a war, if you pick Orion faction, unfortunately Lord doesn't have it, but Orion faction reduce upkeep for each faction he's at war with. So this way, more factions you're at war, the less you pay for your armies. But to be honest, it's not the most efficient way being at war with everyone, because you must remember, Wood Elf settlements are super squishy, and in order to protect them you need to have somebody around, otherwise they might be easy prey for your enemies. That's why don't go at war with literally everyone. And remember, you can sell your outposts. They're not valuable, they're not giving much money, but you can always sell them to improve relations with somebody. So you have the flexibility, you don't have to hold them. But like I said, I use them as the scouting area, so I know like 2-3 provinces, 2-3 regions away from my major tree, what's going on. And this makes whole experience just so much relaxing and peaceful, because you're not getting attacked from surprise locations. One of the sneakiest location might be Forest of Gloom, because when you have the settlement, you don't have vision around everything. And sometimes AI comes through here, sometimes they come through here, sometimes even go from the mountain, and they can surprise the Forest of Gloom. So Forest of Gloom is belonging to one of the more vulnerable settlements. So yeah, keep that in mind. And yeah, that's it. That's the whole helping guide. I hope this was useful for you, and if yes, please tell me. Maybe I missed something and I should add it. Let me know in a comment. In the meantime, I hope you have a great day or night. Depends where you are. Take care and bye-bye.